Hello? Are you ready to explore the wilds of Montana? Gunshots echo through dense forests as hunters track a massive invasive species encroaching on human settlements. How did they breach urban boundaries? Can hunters protect their homes while respecting the natural ecosystem? Comment number 1, and watch the video to uncover the surprising developments surrounding this invasive species in Montana. Do you think a bear could climb through a second-story window to enter a house in Montana known as black bear territory? The sudden arrival of brown bears has turned things upside down. With their climbing ability, they've broken into over 150 homes through windows in 2023, causing tens of millions in damages. Grocery stores have been forced to close, and residents in many towns are in a panic. The bear's presence in Montana isn't due to natural habitat destruction, but is a result of human impact. Illegal wildlife trade and the relocation of bears from other regions have inadvertently turned Montana into their new territory. In emergencies, contacting wildlife management authorities immediately is the best way to ensure safety. One of the first breakthroughs in addressing Montana's bear challenge came from studying their behavior. In 2022, Montana introduced Bearproof trash cans as a key measure to reduce human-bear conflicts. Initially, 85% of the prototypes failed, but improved designs now achieve a 70% success rate after rigorous testing, with bears attempting to break into them for 45 minutes. These trash cans are critical in high bear density areas, as an average Montana bear weighs about 550 pounds, combining immense strength and intelligence that make them formidable. Bearproof trash cans are cleverly designed with a locking mechanism using high-strength dual latches combined with a completely sealed lid. A standout feature is the 3-point locking system, requiring users to simultaneously press 3 points or twist the lid in a way bears cannot replicate. Additionally, these cans are made from reinforced steel capable of withstanding significant force. However, this alone isn't enough. The resilience and adaptability of Montana bears to human environments demand a multifaceted strategy. In 2018, Montana launched a tightly regulated bear hunt to more effectively manage this invasive species. With a strict quota of 250 bears out of an estimated 4,000, the government ensured the hunt wouldn't harm the growing bear population. Nearly 4,500 permits were issued, reflecting strong hunter interest in participating in bear management efforts. Montana's bear population grew from about 500 individuals in the 1980s to over 5,000 by 2022.
Is a tank. Look how wide this thing is. Oh my gosh. On a bucket list animal. Get here.
An alarming figure considering their reproduction rate. Female bears produce 1 to 4 cubs per litter with a breeding cycle of about 18 months, causing the bear population to surge rapidly, especially in western and northern Montana. These bears often travel along forest corridors and river valleys in search of food, venturing deep into suburban areas and posing a direct threat to residents. Tracking bears requires a strategic approach combining keen observation with deep knowledge of their behavior. Hunters with at least 7 years of field experience in Montana are highly skilled at identifying key signs like scat, which varies by diet and season. In fall, sweet-smelling scat indicates bears are eating berries to store energy for hibernation. Fresh tracks with wide four-toed paws and long claw marks provide clues about a bear's size and movement patterns. These observations often reveal travel routes or resting spots, as bears tend to follow densely wooded valleys or water sources to find food and shelter. Montana's regulations strictly limit bear hunting to designated areas like the Flathead and Gallatin National Forests, and hunters must adhere to permit boundaries. Detecting damaged trees, overturned rocks, and distinctive scat patterns helps hunters pinpoint hideouts and understand how bears navigate their territory. Reflecting on past hunts, Montana hunters now prioritize firearms training and maintaining a safe distance of 75 to 150 yards when confronting bears. Do you think this approach is effective? If so, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. Maintaining this distance allows hunters to stay in control and avoid startling bears, reducing the risk of confrontation. In past hunts, some unprepared hunters faced dangerous moments, but fortunately no hunters were injured. Silence is key. If a bear charges unexpectedly, experts advise hunters to stand their ground, avoid eye contact, and make themselves appear larger while speaking firmly. Never run from a bear, as they can reach speeds up to 40 miles per hour. To address these conditions, Montana implemented a bear baiting strategy starting in 2018 to control the population of this invasive species. Statistics show this method increased hunting success rates by 65%. Western Montana, where bears cause significant economic damage, saw a notable reduction in incidents due to this strategy. Bait stations placed on elevated ridges and combined with scents like honey-dried fruit and salted meat create a powerful attractant for bears.
No, I think he's done.
This method not only keeps bears in the baited area, but also gives hunters enough time to prepare an accurate shot. Remarkably, bears leaving the bait site carry the scent, attracting others back, creating an effective cycle. Only hunters aged 18 and older are permitted to participate in the hunt. Thanks to this strategy, the number of problem bears has decreased by over 1/200 in the first 4 years of implementation. With everything set and the hunting site deep in Montana's Flathead Forest, the dense woods come alive with subtle signs of movement. This area was legalized for bear hunting in 2018. An average bear weighs 300 to 450 pounds, demanding precision and respect. Perched high in a tree stand, the hunter draws the bow and watches intently as a massive figure weaves through the brush. Its thick body and broad shoulders move with both power and caution, a reminder of its dominance in this wild landscape. As the distance closes, the hunter feels the weight of the moment, months of preparation distilled into a single shot.
Dude, that's 4 big bears in a row for us. Bear tag of the year. Thank you for being here. Yeah. We've had 2 crazy hunts.
Why is bait preparation crucial when bow hunting bears? It can attract bears to the same location, repeatedly saving hunters hours of tracking. Bears are drawn by scents, focusing them on foraging. However, hunters must stay vigilant as bears are known to climb trees for safety or food. This behavior requires hunters to set tree stands at least 150 yards from the bait to avoid detection, given bears' exceptional sense of smell. But why do hunters sometimes encounter brown bears in Montana despite the focus on black bears? The answer lies in misidentification. Black bears in Montana vary in color from jet black to light brown, often leading hunters to mistake them for other species. Shifting from the precision of bow hunting to the raw power of firearms bear hunting in western Montana brings a new level of intensity. Legal hunts in the region are tightly regulated to protect the local ecosystem. Hunters may only target mature bears identified by size and solitary behavior and must avoid pregnant or nursing bears. Montana's temperate climate with cool summers and cold winters adds another layer of challenge to tracking this invasive species. Each hunt tells a story not just of skill, but of responsibility and respect for nature. In Montana, bear hunting season runs from early September to mid-October, challenging hunters to navigate forests and valleys with patience and precision. Equipped with specialized waterproof gear, hunters stay dry and protected, ensuring they can traverse rugged terrain safely. After the hunt, the work continues. Hunters are responsible for harvesting all usable parts of their quarry. This commitment reflects a deeper purpose of preserving Montana's fragile ecosystem while honoring the lives taken. Help us out with a like and subscribe to support our channel. Goodbye and see you in the next video.
Come here, grab it.
Wild boars cause an estimated 10 billion Turkish lira in damage annually across Turkey, a figure that continues to rise as their population grows rapidly due to their strong reproductive capabilities. With each female boar producing up to 10 piglets multiple times a year, these invasive animals pose an increasing threat to both agriculture and the environment. As a result, they relentlessly destroy wheat fields and other food crops. Leave comment number 1 to join in exploring this fascinating hunt. Wild boars and pests have been relentlessly damaging my grandparents' farm in Aden, causing severe crop losses. Now that they're older and can no longer protect the land as they once did, the farm is more vulnerable than ever. So my cousin Mert and I have decided to go hunting to safeguard our family's cherished farmland. We started moving into the marshy area near the farm in Aden around 4 p.m., just as the wild boars began foraging. I waited about 20 minutes before a group appeared. Man, they weren't huge, but there were quite a few. I adjusted my sights, targeting one on the outer edge. Once I was sure it was in my crosshairs, the shot echoed across the marsh. Another precise shot. One more victory in our hunt for these wild intruders. My friend Mert was no slouch either. He'd just spotted a new target and was getting ready to fire. The animal was still moving, so Mert had to patiently wait for the perfect moment. When it stepped into the danger zone, a bullet from his air rifle dropped it instantly. In less than 5 seconds, the wild boar collapsed before it could even squeal. Unlike previous hunts for these 2 afternoons, we chose to ambush from treetops. The height gave us a better view, made us harder to spot, and kept us safer. But it came with risks. One wrong step could mean a fall, so every move had to be careful. When the wild boars appeared, my heart started pounding. I locked onto my target and pulled the trigger. Hit, I couldn't hide my excitement as it went down. A clean, lethal shot took it out completely. The thrill was unreal. Our hard work was truly paying off. Wild boars are cautious creatures, but the enticing bait lured them in close, unaware they were being watched. Seizing the moment, Mert raised his rifle and took aim. As soon as the target was dead center in his scope, the shot rang out, not loud but deadly. 2 boars dropped on the spot. Man, those were perfect, powerful shots. A performance any hunter would admire. Our previous position was compromised, so I had no choice but to quickly relocate to a new ambush spot. Before I could even settle in, a pack of stray dogs suddenly showed up. Big mistake on their part, but a golden opportunity for us. I swiftly took aim, locked onto my target, and pulled the trigger. The shot roared. A precise, decisive hit took down the wild boar. Satisfaction surged through me. A well-earned reward focus and patience had carried me far. In Mugla, located in southwestern Turkey, locals are struggling to deal with wild boars invading residential areas. Peaceful coexistence is nearly impossible as they constantly threaten the community's safety. Until a long-term solution is found, hunters like us have to step up and help. After about an hour of roaming and searching, we spotted the first wild boars. They bolted as we moved to surround them. Everyone fired, but the dense terrain with tangled trees and the boar's agile movements caused our initial shots to miss. It seemed like the boar might escape, but just minutes later, our hunting dogs cornered it. At close range, I quickly raised my rifle and pulled the trigger with precision. The accurate shot took down the stubborn wild boar. Following the map's directions, we moved to a nearby area in Mugla. It didn't take long for the team to get into position and execute the plan. While standing on a hunting platform for a bit, I suddenly saw a wild boar charging toward me. Without hesitation, I aimed and fired a few shots, but its blazing speed let it vanish in seconds. We quickly gave chase after another boar toward the forest's edge. It aggressively turned to face us. Luckily, my bullet had enough power to drop it with a single shot. The hunt in the forest grew even more intense. With years of hunting experience and deep knowledge of the species' behavior, we knew how to prepare for an effective hunt. The team split into 3 smaller groups, strategically blocking and surrounding potential escape routes. From deep within the forest to its outer edges, wild boars darted everywhere. But thanks to our relentless pursuit, we caught up and took down several before they could slip away. It had been a while since I joined such a thrilling hunt. Right in front of me was a whole herd of wild boars, massive, muscular, and agile. Wasting no time, I fired my first shot. My trusty hunting rifle performed flawlessly, dropping a few on the spot, but the rest of the herd moved too fast, vanishing in seconds. Unsatisfied with the outcome, I pressed on, determined to finish the job. Going solo, I noticed one starting to panic as it fled. Seizing the chance, I quickly took down the one in front. From the top of a high hill in Iden, our team suddenly spotted a wild boar with an unusual coat color. It moved so fast I didn't have time to think, just aim and shoot instantly. In the bushes below, a few large boars were still hiding. One got chased by the dogs and bolted toward the trail. I quickly took aim. The bullet hit dead on, and the boar dropped right there. After the hunt, we'd taken out quite a few destructive boars, but clearly plenty more remained. That's why we can't stop here. Oh man, what have these wild boars done? The scene before us was an absolute disaster. My teammates and I couldn't help but feel heartbroken and furious at the devastation they'd caused. We knew if we didn't act fast, the damage would only get worse. So our hunting team launched a single-minded mission to track down these wreckers, not just to protect the crops, but to restore peace for us and the community. Early in the morning, we ventured into the forest near the village in Mugla. Having hunted together for years, we didn't need to say a word. Everyone instinctively moved into position. I started scanning for signs of wild boars. Suddenly, a teammate shouted from a distance a target was closing in. And sure enough, thanks to our preparation, I was able to aim and fire in a split second. The shot hit its mark. The boar skittered across the ground and collapsed moments later. Before I could savor the thrill, something felt off. Amid the green canopy, a faint shadow emerged, and my hunting instincts kicked into high gear. I raised my rifle eyes, locked ready to shoot at any moment. The gunshot roared. The panicked boar tried to dodge, but it was too late. The bullet struck true. As soon as I radioed about spotting the target, Orhan swiftly moved into a blocking position. The moment the boar appeared, he instinctively fired a shot that hit dead on. A quick, decisive end. The boar had no chance to escape. Knowing wild boars often move in groups, we were certain more were hiding nearby. So we began carefully sweeping the area. Sure enough, the herd emerged under pressure. I stayed calm, gripping my rifle, eyes locked on the target. Then the shot rang out. A precise hit took down one of them. After a 10-minute break, we ventured deeper into the forest. The dense bushes formed a natural barrier concealing any movement within. But nothing could fool our four-legged warriors. The dogs quickly picked up a fresh trail. We moved into position immediately, holding steady and aiming carefully. A shot rang out right then. Another wild boar dropped not far from us. Have you ever joined a wild boar hunt? If yes, leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. The gunfire echoed through the area, sending the boar herd into a frantic scatter. Some nearby ones panicked and bolted, but we couldn't let them get away that easily. I quickly adjusted, locked onto a target, and pulled the trigger. Another wild boar dropped instantly. In just a few minutes, we claimed another trophy for the day's success. As we were about to call it a day, our dog suddenly barked loudly. From deep in the forest, a massive black shadow charged out at breakneck speed. There it was. Giving it no chance to fight back, I fired immediately. Multiple shots rang out. The target went down. Every November, Denise Levin Chichek's farm in Aydin buzzes with the wheat harvest as locals kick off the season. But this year, the joy of the harvest turned to chaos as wild boars ravaged the fields night after night. Seeing months of hard work trampled and destroyed sparked something in me. Determined not to sit idle, I teamed up with other hunters in the area to plan a relentless pursuit. We set out at dawn, riding in our familiar hunting truck toward Denise Chichek's vast fields. Just 10 minutes after arriving, a few wild boars appeared in the distance. I quickly took aim, but those beasts charged forward unfazed by the gunfire. This time, with our dog herding the prey into range and nets closing in from all sides, the target entered the danger zone. It didn't take long to spot the next one. We moved fast, cutting off its path. From a prime position, I calmly locked onto the target and pulled the trigger. At the same time, my hunting buddy landed a perfect shot, dropping another boar. That double takedown boosted our spirits. The whole team was pumped and more determined than ever. Not long after, a dark shadow darted across the field. Instinct kicked in and we ducked into tall bushes, holding our breath for the perfect moment. Then in a flash, before the wild boar could sense the danger, a few shots rang out. Just like that, it was over. The boar dropped right in the middle of the vast field. Meanwhile, a tense chase unfolded in Khan's area, but with his seasoned experience and sharp shooting, it didn't take long for him to take down his prey cleanly and efficiently. Once again, our dogs proved their worth, flushing a massive wild boar out from its deep hiding spot. It charged straight at us, but I was ready. I raised my rifle, locked onto the target, and fired. The boars here are unlike any others, bold, aggressive, and utterly fearless. Some even tried charging us head-on. As we moved to a new position, we suddenly heard strange noises from the other side of the field. Seconds later, another wild boar bolted, trying to escape. But today it was out of luck facing sharpshooters like us. A few shots rang out and the beast went down. Then we got word of a herd hiding in a wheat field mid-harvest. We rushed over immediately. It was chaos. They charged out in huge numbers. Despite the mayhem and a hail of bullets, we only managed to take down one. Ferocious wild boars charged down from hills and forests, closing in on residential areas and farmland. Fearless and unhidden, they destroyed crops, tore up fields, and wiped out months of local farmers' hard work in a single night. We couldn't just stand by anymore. Fueled by determination, armed with modern weapons and unwavering resolve, we launched a relentless counterattack to protect their livelihood. Alongside a team of professional hunters, we set out for a remote hill on the outskirts of Aydin. Every weapon was meticulously checked, scopes aligned, and magazines fully loaded. Despite the rugged terrain, our hunting dogs pressed forward relentlessly, sniffing out trails and charging into the wilderness. As expected, within 20 minutes, they locked onto the first target and gave chase. The wild boars here were incredibly agile, forcing me to stay sharp and seize every attack opportunity. The chaos spooked some of them. They tried bolting over the hillside to escape, but through my scope, every movement was tracked. With just a few precise shots, we took down some of the slower ones. We swept through the field, determined to leave no target behind. A wild boar was hiding in the tall grass, but it couldn't fool our dogs. The moment we spotted it, we quickly surrounded it, forcing it out of cover. Just seconds after it emerged, my teammate positioned up high took the shot. The gunfire rang out, and the boar dropped instantly. The hunt stretched into the evening. Everyone hoped this would finally drive the wild boars out of the area, but it wasn't that simple. Gunshots still echoed around, proof that plenty were still lurking nearby. Only when we were utterly exhausted did we decide to call it a day and head back. But the emotions lingered: tension, excitement, and an undeniable thrill. Thanks for reading our story to the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in the next story. On July 10, 2024, the city of Cairns, Queensland, Australia was attacked by millions of giant crocodiles following the largest flood in the region's history. This flood was the result of Storm Titan, which caused heavy rainfall, leading to severe flooding across the area, allowing crocodiles to drift into the city. Please leave comment number 1 to learn more about this dangerous species. Serious crocodile attacks have sparked major concern as they invade cities. To counter this invasion, anti-invasive animal organizations have deployed firearms. This is considered an emergency solution to address the continuous crocodile attacks. Crocodile hunting is conducted in the swampy areas surrounding the city to ensure maximum safety for residents.
Perfect.
The government has enforced strict regulations to oversee this management process, ensuring sustainability and balance in the ecosystem. Hunters use wild boars as bait to lure crocodiles closer to the shore. When the boar is placed on the bank, crocodiles begin to approach, creating favorable conditions for hunters to shoot accurately at the crocodile. In particular, targeting the brain will kill them the fastest. Have you ever hunted crocodiles with a firearm? If yes, please leave comment number 2. If not, leave number 5. The use of firearms in hunting requires hunters to undergo an 8-month training process. This is particularly crucial when hunting crocodiles, a dangerous species often found near water. The training course focuses not only on shooting skills and firearm proficiency, but also on achieving accuracy and optimizing the time needed to take down the target. Hunters are trained to operate in challenging environmental conditions such as swampy forests. When hunting crocodiles in swampy areas, use motorboats to allow hunters to move conveniently to hunting spots. Motorboats also help hunters quickly transport crocodiles to shore at a speed of 50 miles per hour. Adverse weather conditions can hinder crocodile hunting, especially as hunting during heavy rain and floods is highly dangerous, so hunters must stay vigilant and avoid hunting at such times. Additionally, flooded areas caused by rain and floods are where crocodiles can move more easily.
In addition,
Additionally, low light at night reduces the accuracy and effectiveness of hunters during hunting activities. Hunters are responsible for collecting and disposing of crocodile carcasses in a responsible manner to ensure no environmental pollution. Violations can lead to severe legal penalties and condemnation from the hunting community and wildlife protection groups. The practice of hunters using firearms to deal with crocodiles has sparked significant controversy and community feedback. Some argue it is necessary to protect the environment and people from potentially dangerous crocodiles. However, others believe that using guns to manage wildlife is not always appropriate, especially without careful consideration and strict oversight from authorities. The sound of gunfire also impacts the environment and disrupts the lives of other animals. Some communities have proposed building electric fences as an alternative solution to prevent crocodiles from entering urban areas during flood seasons. Research conducted in areas near mangrove forests in northern Australia shows that electric fences have reduced crocodile intrusions into residential areas by over 75%. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Please support our channel with a like and subscription. Goodbye and see you in the next video.